The mirror was beautiful. Tall, ornate, framed in blackened silver with delicate carvings that twisted like vines. The kind of thing you'd expect to find in a mansion, not tucked away in the back corner of a dusty antique shop. When Daniel bought it, he thought it would add a touch of elegance to his apartment. He didn't think much about the strange way the shopkeeper hesitated when wrapping it, or the way she whispered under her breath, as though speaking to the mirror itself. The first night, he leaned it against the wall in his bedroom. It looked perfect there, catching the glow of the lamp, throwing a faint shimmer across the room. But when Daniel glanced at it, his heart stopped. The reflection wasn't his. It was subtle at first. He moved his hand, but in the glass, the figure was a fraction of a second late in following. He tilted his head, and the man in the mirror tilted his the other way. Daniel blinked hard, chalking it up to exhaustion. But the reflection smiled. He hadn't. The next day, Daniel avoided the mirror. But that night, lying in bed, he heard the faintest sound. A tapping. Like fingernails on glass. Slowly, he turned toward the mirror. The figure inside was standing closer now, pressed against the surface, eyes wide and unblinking. Its lips moved soundlessly, forming words Daniel couldn't hear. He threw a blanket over it and forced himself to sleep. By the third night, he woke to the sound of laughter. Soft, low, and coming from the mirror. Pulling the blanket away, he froze. The reflection was no longer standing where it should. It was leaning halfway out of frame, as if it had taken a step closer than physics allowed. "Daniel," it whispered, though its lips never moved. The face in the mirror wasn't entirely his anymore. The eyes were darker, hollowed. The skin paler. But the worst part was the smile. A smile that belonged to someone who knew him better than he knew himself. He tried to move the mirror, but it wouldn't budge. It was as though it had rooted itself into the wall. Every attempt left him weaker, his reflection stronger. One night, desperate, Daniel pressed his palm against the glass. Cold shot through his arm, and suddenly, he wasn't in his bedroom anymore. He was standing inside the mirror, staring out. His apartment was on the other side. And there, standing where he had been, was his reflection. It turned, looked at him with satisfaction, and walked out of the room. Daniel screamed, slamming his fists against the glass, but no sound carried through. All he could do was watch as his reflection, his other self, took his place in the world. Days passed. Daniel watched his reflection live his life, answering his phone, laughing with his friends, walking around in his body. But sometimes, when no one else was around, the reflection would look back at the mirror and grin, as if to remind him. "You're not coming back." The final thing Daniel saw before the mirror turned dark was his reflection holding a hammer. The glass cracked. Shards fell away. And then nothing. Because what happens to a man when his mirror breaks, while he's still inside it?